All right, here we go. This one is going to be a 357 SIG test. Today, we're going to be trying out some Federal Premium. This is 125 grain personal defense. This one is basically the Hydra Shock without the little post in the center. It does have that nickel-plated brass, and it is rated at 1,350 feet per second. So we do have two different barrel lengths we're going to be going at it today. We do have our Glock 33 and our Glock 31. It is a 3.42 inch and a 4.5 inch barrel. And we'll be going through our gel. That is a 10% block. So we do have our jug backstop just in case we get those pass-throughs, and our 4 layers of cotton t-shirt on the front. So like always, we'll set our chronograph up so we can hopefully get those impact velocities. We'll see how this round does. Here we go. First one up will be that Glock 33. All right, we're stepping back to 15 feet. All right, let's see how we did on that one. So our impact velocity on that was 1327, so that's pretty good for that short barrel. And that's about average to what I normally get. So it does look like we do have a leaker, so we definitely made it through to at least that first jug. And there is the entry hole on that one. Looking pretty good so far. Looks like we got good shot placement. You can see a nice big star pattern in there. Pretty big cut. So let's check it out from the top. So here it is from the top. Looking pretty good. Looks like it carried pretty much all the way through. Let's see if we can get a measurement from up here. So all the way over. Looks like we are right at 2.5 inches, so that's pretty good. So let's check it out from the top, actually from the side. Let's make sure we caught it. Does look like we stopped it in that first jug. But check that out. That looks really good. Looks like it came in, opened up immediately, started doing all kinds of damage to that gel, and it does look like it carried all the way through. It's about that last maybe 1/4 inch, and it finally started settling down. So that's really good, and we did get some pretty good velocities for that short barrel. So let's see from the very bottom if we can find it to the very top. We're at 2 3/4 inches, so a little bit bigger stretch from the side. So definitely a really nice stretch cavity on that one. So what we'll do now is we'll set it for that 31 and see how that one does. All right, we're stepping back to 15 feet. This one is that Glock 31. All right, let's see how we did on that one. Looks like our impact velocity on that was 1383, so not too bad. Expected a little bit higher out of that longer barrel, but still not too bad. All right, it does look like we do have a leaker, so we at least made it through to that first jug. I did kind of slip that shot up a little bit, so we did kind of come a little close to that last wound track, but I think we got good enough that we could tell the difference. So there is the entry hole on that one. Looks like we got a nice big star pattern in there. So let's check it out from the top. So this one does have a pretty big stretch cavity throughout the whole thing. Looks like it carried through to about the same spot as that last one, but looking like it did some pretty good damage. So let's see if we can get a measurement. So they are almost kind of blended together, so we'll do our best and see what we can measure out here. And it looks like this one is just over 2 3/4, so just under 3 inches. So not too bad, a little bit better than that last shot. We did gain a little bit of velocity on that. So here's from the side. Hopefully you guys can tell it is a little bit deeper in that gel, but it does look like a pretty nice stretch cavity throughout that whole thing until about that last 1/4 inch, kind of like that last one, did start to settle down a little bit, but definitely did quite a bit of damage. Let's see if we can get a measurement from this side. So from the very bottom to the very top, We're at 2.5 inches. So not as much from the side, but still looking pretty good. And I can actually see that round down in that jug. So we did stop it in that first jug, so that's good. But looks like it did pretty good. So let's check it out one more time from the top, and then we'll see how those rounds look. All right, so you can see a little bit better from the top than from the side view. There is actually a pedal about a few inches into that track, maybe 4.5 inches through that left track, that it did shed a copper pedal in there, but looking pretty good so far. So here is that Glock 33 track. Came in, opened up, started doing all kinds of damage throughout there. Pretty much carried all the way through that block. It's definitely looking good. And that Glock 31, same thing. Came in, it does look like it did a little bit more damage throughout that path. Carried quite a long ways through there, and it did start to settle down towards the end. But looking pretty good so far, so let's check those rounds out. All right, check these things out. Looks like they both did really, really good. So the one on the right is the 33, one on the left is the 31. You can tell that little bit of extra velocity did peel it back a little bit further, but both looking really good. So here is that 33. Got some real uniform expansion on that. You can see that texture pattern on that cotton. Peeled it back really nicely. And like I said, this is basically the Hydra Shock without the post. So pretty cool round. And the 31, you can definitely tell a difference. Did peel it back just a little bit further. Still really nice uniform expansion on that. There's that pedal that sheared off and was left in the gel, but still looks really good. Got some nice uniform expansion on that one. So like always at the end, we'll get our steel shots and measurements and all that good stuff, but so far so good. Let's see, you can kind of tell from this angle that that 31 did expand a little bit wider, but that is one pretty good round right there. So there we go. That one was Glock 33 versus Glock 31 Federal Personal Defense. That was 125 grain. All right, here's that cross section for that 33. Looks like we got some pretty good damage coming in. Pretty big splits all the way through. Same on this side. Really wide cuts. I did remeasure these and we're at 2 3/4 inches, so quite a bit of damage on both sides. So let's cut it open. All right, so here is the right side, here's the left side. So it looks like as soon as it came in, started opening up really good. We have a huge stretch cavity in this side. A little bit of cotton t-shirt that it did drag in, but quite a bit of damage in this gel. It was moving out pretty good, especially for that short barrel, but it's definitely pretty impressive with that damage that it created. Same on this side, came in, opened up. There's a little bit of cotton t-shirt, didn't drag in too much on this one. It did have a pretty small hollow point cavity, but you can see the ripples and the stretch all the way through. But same thing on this side. A lot of damage coming in and really tearing this stuff up. So pretty impressive for that little short barrel Glock 33. All right, and here's that cross section for that 31. Same thing. This one has a lot more damage coming through, kind of all the way around. Was moving just a little bit faster, but definitely a lot more splits and cuts all over the place. I did remeasure this one also. This one is right at 2 3/4 as well, so a lot of damage. There's just a lot more kind of cross section, a lot more cuts coming through. I think did some major damage coming through. Definitely good to see. So let's cut it open. All right, here is the right side. This one is the left side. So it came in and opened up really, really nice. Got a lot of damage. Same as the last one. Don't have too much cotton t-shirt that came in, but we got some major cutting and a huge stretch cavity throughout this whole thing. So there's a lot of damage here in this gel. And same on this other side, came in, opened up. You can really tell on this one how much damage that thing created. It does look like there's a little bit more fabric on this side, but those cuts are way down in there. Really deep stuff. So that was pretty impressive. This one was about, I believe, 50 feet per second gain on it. I'll have to check it out again, but not too bad. So that was that Glock 31.